Hi, this is Emmy from dearemmy.com, which is a website offering video tutorials to any questions you have. You can email me or Facebook message me any questions and I'll set up a video blog in response. I got a question from Laura that wanted to know how to do eyeshadow for a workday. So my main concerns for a workday are expedience and ease. I wake up very early for work and have 2 children and I work all day. So the important points for me are to do it as quickly and easily as possible. First thing I want to do is put on moisturizer. Let that set for maybe a minute. And then I do put on my concealer. The reason why I'm telling you this is one of the recommendations for eyeshadow is to use a primer. Now you can use a primer, or if you're a busy working mom and wife like me, I use my concealer as a primer during the work week at least. The concealer I use is Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse. The reason why I like it is it goes on nice and smoothly with a sponge. And because I get ready at 5 in the morning, one of my pet peeves is getting concealer on my hands and having to wash my hands in the middle of applying my makeup. The only other thing I like to do before I put on eyeshadow is put on concealer under my eyes. The reason is I do tend to put shadow under my eyes sometimes, and so I want the under the eye fully done before I put on my eyeshadow. I do have dark circles under my eyes, commonly people do. This one I do use my finger to spread. It spreads nicely with the warmth of your finger. If I'm not working, I will take the Urban Decay and put it right over the concealer I actually applied to my eyelids. And I just put a little on either lid and I rub it in. So the reason to use eye primer is not only so that your makeup stays, but also because it makes the color that is in the palette appear actually on your eyelid. When you put eyeshadow on your lid without primer, you get a very sheer, incandescent, low hue compared to what is in the palette, which is kind of misconceiving. For a regular workday, I like to use neutrals on my eyes. My eyeshadow is not going to be dramatic and bold the way it would be if I was going out. My first step in application of shadow is to grab the tools I need. I use 2 brushes. One pointed round tip brush and one angled brush. The other brush I do use is a blending brush, but I don't use that during the weekdays because I like to make sure my makeup application is quick. The first color I'm going to choose with my round tip brush is a light color. You always start with light colors first. When I look at my eyes in the mirror and they're open normally, I can see all of my lid from crease to the lateral side. Because of that, I'm going to highlight from the crease to the lateral side of my lid. If my eyelid were to droop here, halfway down or 2/3 down, I don't need to highlight the area that's covered with my lid. I pat instead of brush. When you brush motion like this, it flings shadow over onto your cheek. You don't want shadow to go beyond your eyebrow and the lateral crease of your eye. So to prevent that, I pat the shadow in. Any light color will do. I'm using the same brush. I'm using a very light sheer color. I'm going right under my brow, about halfway down to right where my brow ends, and just putting in that sheer color. I used to be scared to do this. I felt that if I was going to put eyeshadow all the way from my eyelashes to my brow, that I needed to be going out. But I do this before work every single day now. I also put a highlight in the crease of my eyes, here. I haven't blended anything yet. That's okay. Now, I'm going to shake off my brush and use the same brush for a medium brown. The medium color is where you want to apply, at the crease. I start at the outside and move in. If your eyelid is completely visible, you just apply at the crease and the outer third of your eyelid. If your eyelid covers a portion of your eye, you can go a little bit heavier. If your eye is deep set, go lighter. So I'm going to start here patting and move inward. And I can go all the way to the bridge of my nose. Blending is important, especially if you're using high contrast colors, but during the work week I'm typically not. The last step is to put on mascara. I use tube mascara during the week. Tube mascara is sort of a plasticky product that covers your eyelashes, and when it gets wet, it comes off in little plastic tubes rather than melting off your face. During the work week, I don't have time to deal with dark circles under my eyes after washing my face, and the oil products or even oil-free makeup removers tend to really irritate my eyes. So this product just cuts out that step. So now I'm done. The only other thing I do is put on bronzer and then put on an all-over powder. I'll also do a video tutorial that includes eyeliner and heavier application of eyeshadow and other makeup. The other thing I learned to do was use a makeup setting spray. Something like the Urban Decay spray. Make sure that any makeup you put on lasts all day. All you do is take the cap off, and it wants you to spray in an X or a T formation. I just spray. So as you can see, it's very easy to do makeup on a work day. It takes me about 5 minutes every morning, and I do it in such a way that it cuts out any extra steps so that I'm not stuck in front of the mirror when I should be drinking coffee or eating breakfast. I hope this helps, Laura. Send in any other questions you have to dearemmy.com.